Greetings, everybody. This is Carol, the Otherwise Woman. This is my intuitive and interpretive reading of the prevailing energies that will be with us from the full moon on March the 3rd until the new moon on March the 18th of 2026. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Any resulting enlightenment is purely coincidental and unintentional. So, for this period, we have the Dear Mother from the Wisdom of the Cailleach deck, the Journey from the Wildwood Tarot, and this doesn't lie very easily, but it is Fur from the Celtic, tree ogham. Now, of all these elements, the Journey card is the most important. These two support it. But why is this one so important? Well, when I was shuffling, this card fell out of the deck, and I thought it was just I fumbled the shuffle, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's significant when a card jumps out, and sometimes it's just a little case of butterfingers. I thought it was the latter. So I put it back in and shuffled again, and almost immediately it came flying out once more. It's called the Journey. In the traditional tarot, this is the Death card. I want to focus on that theme of journey, though, for a moment and come here to the Dear Mother, because to me, she is also about journeying. She is the one who leads the herd as the reindeer go on their migrations that their, nature impels them to do. She leads the herd. She guides them, and in this case us, to food, to shelter, to where we have the best chance of survival. So I'm seeing her as a comfort, as an indication that we have help. We have help from other realms, other levels of consciousness, to get us through the journey required here. Yeah, I think I'll go to, well, no, let's go to the Journey. As I said, this is also the Death card. During this period, which starts with a lunar eclipse, and eclipses are known to be times of great transformation, something ending, something new beginning, and that is encompassed here. You see the skull, the deer skull or the elk here is stripped down to its bare bones. The raven or the crow, is the catalyst to help with this reducing and letting go what needs to be let go. I'll come back to this, but now I do want to go to the Fur. This shows up as a card about foresight, but it's foresight based in our experience. During this time, on a personal level, but also I'm feeling very strongly on a worldwide level, there can be massive changes. And we need to look at history, review history. What are current actions likely to lead to? So it's not so much intuition as it is extrapolation from what we already know, what we have already been through. The journey reminds us of the cycles of life, as does the Dear Mother and the journey implied in that card. Sometimes it's necessary to make changes. It's necessary to let things go. This can be, well, systems. It can be ideas, old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things, old beliefs that really don't serve us. And so on a personal level, we're being asked to consider, what do we need to let go of? Sometimes it can be relationships that, we need to honor. If we are being asked to let go, and in some cases perhaps forced to let go of something, we need to honor the good, what was productive out of this, what we might want to carry into the future with us, but then bury it and let it stay. Stay in the past as we move forward. This is very timely for me about dealing with death, because my cat, Sheffield, who has co-hosted, recently passed away, and I'm grieving. I'm going through deep grief and mourning over him, so I definitely understand the implications of putting something to rest, celebrating the good things, but facing a future without that, without him in my life. And another thing about fur I want to bring up is that it's often associated with vitality, with growth, with health, and with vitality. So here again we have the cyclical nature. We have death, and we have very much life, very vivid, very strong life force in the fir tree. So let's not get stuck. We could see, as I said, important changes in the world, and as I'm reading this, I've discovered there is a conflict going on in Iran right now that I don't think the majority of people want or approve of, but it's happening. This could be a sign of some people choosing to shuffle off the mortal coil. Maybe not choosing, but having to do that. I will just say, we may see more prominent people who come to the end of their time here on this planet, and will need to move on. And that's just the way life cycles for people, for institutions, for countries, for religions, for belief systems, for anything that humanity, well, I would say anything that humanity creates, but not just humanity. It's the way of things. It's the way of our spiraling on a linear path through time. Gosh, I'm waxing philosophical. Ugh, I hope you have been able to stand it and gotten some value from my words today. And as we go into this next eclipse, I wish you all positive changes. Deal with grief, deal with sadness, but also find hope. We've got help. If you would like a personal reading with me, I can be reached via email at otherwisewomanccp@gmail.com, and we can discuss the details. So, spring is coming here in the northern hemisphere, so autumn is on the way in the southern. Those cycles never end, do they? I will see you again at the new moon. Farewell.